Alright, what's up, y'all? So, y'all can't see me as usual, but I'm driving. It's my cheat day, so I'm getting some food. Just carefully picking out what cheat meals I have, you know, because not all cheat meals are healthy, right? So, that's what I'm doing, but I wanted to make this video, right? I wanted to make it earlier today, but yeah, I just didn't have the opportunity to, because when I was going to do it, people came home, and yeah, this is a video I'm really passionate about, so yeah, that's why I couldn't record then. But I knew I could leave the house to get my cheat meal, so I get a chance to do it then. All right. So what I really want to talk about, man, we really have to kind of like realize, man, and I know all of us realize and stuff like this, but at some point, enough has to be enough, right? And what I mean by that is, everybody's different when they started to indulge in the content, right? The P videos, the whatever content you specifically indulged in when you were a certain age, even now, right? Or hopefully not now, but you know what I mean, right? And I was thinking about this the other day, man. I was thinking about how this stuff literally almost, oh, that window open, almost ruined my high school life, my high school career, right? Me personally, I first started watching the stuff in middle school, right? I started watching stuff in middle school, but at the time I had no idea what it was, right? I had a friend at the time who used to send me this stuff, like after school. It was weird. After school, he would send me like these videos, right? Because after school we used to like go on FaceTime, whatever, and just like play video games together, right? Like Minecraft, stuff like that. But he would send me these videos. At the time, I didn't know what they were, right? This is around the time where I didn't even know what, you know, getting hard was. Like, y'all know the term, like, YouTube is funny, so I'm not gonna, but y'all know the term. I didn't even know what it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I started getting these, and I had no idea what they were, you know? So I had no idea what these videos were. I knew that these videos were, you know, they made me feel some type of way when I seen them, and because of that feeling, I would get addicted to them. Like, I would start wanting to, like, I started looking forward to seeing these links, right, what my friend was sending to me, because I didn't know anything about, you know, these websites. I didn't know about looking them up. I didn't know about any of this stuff. I was just like, he would send me this stuff, and I would open it, you know. I even, you know, it's crazy, man. But yeah, man, it got to a point where I started like looking forward to these links, right? But I never did the deed, right? I never did the deed. Like, it was very weird, right? But I didn't first do the deed until freshman year of high school, right? Freshman year of high school. And the reason why I did this, right, it's not even because, what are y'all doing, man? Get out the street. All right. Yeah, so it's not even because, like, oh, you know, I was horny, you know, I wanted to go do, like, it wasn't even any of that. It wasn't none of that, right? I did it. Well, I attempted it the first time. I attempted it around this, like, around Christmas time, winter, freshman year of high school. So like December, November-ish. I don't know whether, I don't remember the exact month. Probably was like December. And the reason why I wanted to do it was because it was quote unquote normal. You know, I was reading about, like, I was watching a lot of YouTube back in the day. YouTube, you know how YouTube was back in, like, what was it, 2013? So YouTube was, it was chill, right? A lot of things were, y'all know how YouTube was back then, right? So it was seen as quote unquote normal to do the deed, right? right? To watch this stuff, to do the deed. Like, it was like a normal teen guy thing. If you don't do it, you're not normal, right? Literally, and y'all gonna laugh at me for this. I looked up, y'all remember Yahoo Answers when it was still up? I literally looked up how to do the deed, right? I looked it up. I looked it up. I had no idea how to do it, right? So I attempted it one night, and I thought I did it, but just the fact that I thought I did it, I felt so awkward in school the next day. Like, I felt so awkward. The eye contact wasn't there. Like, it was weird, right? And I even do it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even do it right. Like, you know how like you can like edge. I didn't even know if I don't think I edged. Like, I just didn't do it right. You know, like, it was weird, right? But all right, let me park up so I can do this with the light. So like, I didn't even do it right. You know what I'm saying? And I just had this weird eye contact. Like, I was a completely different person afterwards, like in a negative way, you know? And it was just crazy, man. And why this person parked right next to me when there's all these parking spaces? I don't even know. But yeah, man, I just felt just weird, right? But I didn't officially do the deed until the end of freshman year. And I remember I asked a girl out one time, she rejected me, and I went home and that was it. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even like, again, like I did it because I got rejected. It was like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it again. All right, I'm trying. I don't think I did it right. And it was just weird. It was just very weird. I didn't do it. It was so weird. I didn't do it again till sophomore year, like winter of sophomore year, and that's the whole story in itself. But from that sophomore year, right, I was doing it consistently, like daily. I was doing it daily, right? And I just felt after a while, I just felt very weird doing it. You know, like I just felt very weird because like I would go on Instagram and like people that I knew, people who I talked to, like girls, obviously. You know, just everything that aroused me at the time, I would, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a daily thing, right? And I felt very weird about it, so I looked it up, right? I Google searched how I was feeling, and I came across the NoFap subreddit. Shout out to that, man. But yeah, man, like, and I was struggling with that. You know, senior year of high school, I literally moved to Florida, and you know, I reached 90 days for the first time right before school started. I relapsed before school started, and then I reached it again at the end of school. So I reached 90 days before school ended. So let me tell you, man, that literally senior year is what saved my high school life, because like the second half of sophomore year and all of junior year, it was bad, man. I was very antisocial. I used to be someone who would talk to, like, I wasn't the most social person, right, at the end of the day, but I would just talk to people in my class. I would talk to people, like, I was a pretty social guy. And it's crazy how, you know, this stuff, the PMO, like, messed me up in high school. You know, like, I just turned antisocial. I was just like, I was walking around with lust in my eyes. You know, like when you walk, you know, when you have lust in your eyes, you walk around like you see a sister in Christ, right? She can be beautiful, and you, instead of just looking at her like, oh, she's beautiful, you look at her like, you know, like you start getting these thoughts in your head and stuff like that, man. It was just crazy. So it was that, man. And you know, it's really crazy how, you know, the struggle's still there. Right? The struggle's still there. And you know, a lot of men, right? The younger men watching me, the older men watching me, you know, like, this stuff really tries to take control of your life, you know. And with stuff like, you know, the OF, y'all know what I mean, the E, like how easy it is to see this content like on Twitter and like Reddit and other sites like that. Like, just how this stuff is so out in the open. Like a simple Google search can pull up stuff, you know. And it's really crazy, man. Like it's really sad, man, how this stuff is taking control of the lives of men, of so many men, you know. And so many men just don't know to turn to God and ask God for help, you know, because the Lord will give us strength against addictions, right? But it's really about just wanting to turn to Him wholeheartedly and asking for that reprieve, right? And just wanting to, like, you want in deep down your heart to quit that stuff, man. Because if you have any ounce of doubt in your heart, or just any part of your heart that's like, man, like you start thinking this one video, or you start thinking about one image, or you start thinking about this one, you know, like you have that little piece of doubt in your heart, that's gonna mess you up, right? Because God has to know because God knows us by our hearts, right? And deep down, God has to feel that we want to, like, we're just done. We're so done. We need His help to quit this. We quit for the rest of our lives, right? You know. And the big question, man, is you really gotta ask, like, what, like, no, not even ask. You really gotta say enough is enough. You know. It's a time where you gotta take a stand for your own life, man. With the enemy attacking you and putting all this, like, Satan is the god of this world, right? Satan is the god of this age. That's why we avoid things of the world, right? Because these are things that Satan puts in the world. Like, this is how it's so easy to access this type of lustful material and things like that, right? It is very important, man, like, to just hold God close. You know, when you hold God close, you don't even want to look at this stuff. You don't even want to do this stuff because you feel guilty, right? You feel guilty and you feel bad. Like, you feel disgusting. Like you just a thought of look at this stuff and doing this, you know, it just, I'm talking about the spiritual level. Like, the physical, emotional stuff, that could be like in a whole different topic. But like, just the spiritual aspect, man. Like, you don't feel good doing it, you know. And it's very important, man. Like, you just gotta, like, enough's enough, man. Like, and I was thinking about this the other day, because I told you I relapsed, I don't know how, like, a few days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I don't even know. It was recent, right? But I was thinking about the other day, man. I'm like, I just want to live a happy life. You know, I just want to live a happy life. And obviously, a happy life starts with God, right? Putting God in your life, following God daily, connecting with God daily, talking to God daily, right? That's the start of it. Being clean from lust is also a big part of it. You know, you want your mind to be clear. You don't want to, you know, wake up thinking about lust. You don't want to walk, like I made a video before talking about how lust can affect how you interact with people and affect your views on women and stuff like that when you go outside, right? Because if you're just in the house, like if you work from home or you're just in the house all the time, like, you're not gonna really feel it. But when you leave the house and you go to the park, let's say you go for a walk at the park, whatever, right? And there's a bunch of people around, not even just women, but people in general. That's when you feel it. You feel weird because somebody might talk to you, just like ask you a general question, or say, "Oh, the weather's nice," whatever, and you don't even, like, you feel either awkward, you feel like you don't want to talk, or you just, like, you know, that's when it affects you, right? And if you want to live happy, man, like, you want to be, like, just walk around just, like, full of air and stuff like that, this stuff is going to control your life. This stuff is not going to let you be happy. This stuff is not going to let you live a happy life. Because, again, and I said this in the video I uploaded before this, right, discussion video, short discussion video. It was about, I think it was like lust and spirit versus flesh, right? Like, this stuff, I lost my train of thought for a second. This stuff. Yeah, okay, I remember now. This stuff will make it so, like, when when you relapse and you just feel lazy, you feel tired, like you just don't want to, like, you just start indulging in things of the world. And if you want to connect with God, right, and just be so close to God, this stuff is not going to help you, because when you do this, it wounds your spirit, and it makes you not want to indulge things of the spirit, right? And plus you feel guilty about it, man. It's just I just really thought about it. And I really want to make this video. That's what I want to be passionate about. Like, this is what I'm passionate about, because like it's crazy how much control lust and this material has on men's lives. You know, Satan put all this in the world so that he will have control of us, right? It's literally in the book, Outwitting the Devil, right? But it's up to us as men to turn to God, and just pray to God to remove any type of lust, any type of urge and stuff like that, and take control of our lives. Put up blockers on our phones, put up blockers on the computers. Just avoid lustful thoughts. Like, you know, like, I made a video a while ago, but it's about like thinking a woman is beautiful versus having lust for a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference, right? Obviously, when you're dating somebody, you get to know them on an emotional, spiritual level. You're not doing anything physical, and as that's going on, of course, you're gonna have some lustful thoughts for them, but it's all about having control of those lustful thoughts. You know, thinking like, man, like, you know, like, you're gonna have thoughts like that. At the end of the day, we're men, right? When you build this thoughts, when you're gonna have things like this, but it's all about controlling that stuff. Like, listen, I'm having lustful thoughts for her, but I'm gonna push them aside. When we get married, and you know, and we're married, and we're in a God ordained marriage. That's when I can let these things fly. But until then, you know, I'm just focused on her, emotionally, spiritually, get to know her, see, make sure we're compatible. See, you know what I'm saying, things like that, man. Put into the relationship, put into the courtship, put into like putting into her, right? And lust will blind you. Lust will blind you from this stuff, man. Lust will blind you from just having interaction with people. Lust will blind you from living life, being happy, just living life, just going out to the beach, going out to like the water park, just enjoying time with your family. This stuff will really affect you from doing that stuff. And we're only getting older. You know, I literally thought about this yesterday. I was like, I'm turning 24 next month. I'm going to be 24. I'm going to my mid-20s. You know, I am going to my mid-20s. And I started indulging in the material when I was 12, I think. But I started doing the deed when I was 14. When I was 14, right? So almost 10 years of, well, basically 10 years. 10 years of this hold of my life, man. And I'm getting, like I said, I'm going to my mid-20s. I don't, what's the range? Like, it's 23 the end of like the early 20s, and then 24 is like the middle, and then like 25 is the mid. Like, I don't even know how it goes, but I'm really close to my mid-20s, man. Like, it's around time where I should like literally be starting, you know, I'm already seeking, right? But this is stuff where like, this is time where stuff gotta start building, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally, and again, everybody's situation is different, right? It's what God has for me. But I'm about to be 24, I'm still living with my parents, you know? And obviously I'm working towards moving, like, y'all know I've been moving, I'm working towards that, right? But that's a whole nother topic, but God's gonna take care of me with that, right? God's gonna take care of me with the means to earn the money to move out, and obviously a job and stuff like that. That's what I mean by the means. But it's really crazy how this stuff really had a hold of my life, man. And it's time to say enough is enough, man. Like, I really want you all to take this video and just think about how much of a control lust has had on your life, and how much things you might have missed out on, how many moments you might have missed out on, how many, like, you know, like, just the moments that I could have had, man. Like, even just the time with my sister, you know, just a little extra time with my sister, that time to go see her when she moved to Jersey, stuff like that, because she used to live in New York. So when she moved to Jersey, taking that time to see her and stuff like that, like a lot of moments that I could have spent with my family and just with people in general, you know. It's really crazy, man. And like, you're only getting older, you know, so just gotta think, man, when is enough, you know? And Yeah, I turn to God, man. You got know deep down in your heart that just you want to permanently get rid of this. You permanently don't want to think about this stuff. You don't want to view this stuff. You don't want to get urged from this stuff. You just want to live a happy life with God. All right. With that being said, man, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Your brother Aaron out. Peace.